Greetings everybody. This video will hopefully explain how to do these columns in the simulation where we're talking about the speed at the peak. And again, what we're doing is you're gonna get the speed at the peak from the simulation, calculate the speed at the peak based on the theory. That's the formula given right there. And then Excel will automatically update the percent error for you. So what do we mean V peak? Well, let's go back to the simulation. And again, you're doing it 6 times. The skateboarder, again, starting from a height of 8, then 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. So right now, so let me go back. Let me put him at a height of 8. Okay. Up here, right? Right there. Now, by V at the peak, I want the speed right here, but I want to make sure that that peak is right at 2 meters. And down here, 0, 0, right there at 2. And now I want to read the speed from the speedometer when the skateboarder is right there at a height of 2. Okay, so let me do play. He looks like he's a little bit higher than 8. There we go. I hit play. Slow motion is good. Okay, when he gets close, I pause. I'm going to inch him forward. Right there, he's right at the peak. He's right at 2 meters. And his speed is, again, that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So his speed was, the simulation told us that the speed at the peak when he started from a height of h was 11. Okay. Now now I want to go ahead and get the speed at the peak when I started at a height of 7. So let me go back to the simulation. Put him at a height of 7, right here. Play. And when he gets close, pause, inch forward. Right there is probably his speed is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. His speed is 10. Okay. Let me pause this video while I get the other ones. Okay, let me get my last one. I'm going to set the skateboarder at a height of 3, and I want to get the speed at the peak. So I'm going to go ahead and set him to a height of 3. Right there. At a height of 3. Play. And then pause it when he gets, looks like one more. Right there. His speed is, again, that 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like about 4.75, I would say. Okay, now we have to go ahead and calculate the speed at the peak using the theory. Well, remember, by conservation of energy, again, this is sheet 2, no friction. You start off with conservation of energy, mgh equals 1/2 m. Oh, I'm sorry, we're at the peak. Right here we have mgh equals 1/2 m v peak squared plus mgh peak. Because remember, his energy at the peak, he has the kinetic energy because the skateboarder is moving, but he's at a height above the ground, so he has the potential energy, mgh peak. Now we need to solve for v peak. Well, nothing complicated yet. V peak is root 2g parentheses h minus h peak. Because remember, his energy, he starts off at rest. His initial energy is mgh. But his energy at the peak, he's moving, but he's also clearly above the ground, above the reference point. See? When he moves through the peak, again, goes up to 3. Again, watch when he's at the peak. He's moving. He has some kinetic energy, and he's also above. We're assuming, again, that the ground is the reference point. So right at the peak, he has kinetic and potential because he's moving and he's above the reference point. So the energy at the peak is given by the kinetic plus the potential. Well, we need to solve for V peak. You get that formula. That needs to go in H9. So you go to your spreadsheet right there, H9. So you would do equals space, parentheses, space, SQRT, you want the square root, parentheses, 2 times $F, $4, then times, then another left parenthesis. Remember, I want H minus H peak. Well, H is again in the B column, so start off with B9. That's my H, space minus space. Now H peak is the 2, and it's in cell C9, and that never changes. So it's going to be minus $C, $9, close parentheses there, another parentheses, and one more, and that should do it. And then hit check. There we go. And notice the percent error automatically updated. Go ahead, take this formula, hold the mouse over it. When you see the crosshair, hold down the left mouse button, copy it. Notice I had a little bit of a high error for the last one, but not, I mean, 7%, big deal. Then go ahead and that's, I mean, you already know how to do the lows, so that's that. Let me go ahead and save this video, and then I'll post one more video to explain how to do sheet 3. That's the playground, but now with friction. Alright, so let me go ahead and